Hi guys, we are working on the background for our Funko Pop figure today. We are using a paintbrush. You'll need the watercolor, or not the watercolor, just kidding, the tempera cakes, which is kind of like watercolor. Same concept, except the colors are a little bit more vibrant. They have a little bit of a different consistency. Okay, and for your background, we're not creating a picture, so to speak. We're more creating a pattern or a design, and we want to make sure that we paint this whole entire thing in here. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll get your paintbrush wet here. I just dipped it in my water over here, and then you're going to choose which color you want to do first. Okay, and I think that I'm going to go with yellow first. Okay, so you're just going to add some water to this. And these are kind of dry, so you might need to take another dip into your water and add more water to this puck right here. Okay, so for mine, you could do like stripes, you could do chevron, you could do kind of blobby looking things. It's up to you. I think I'm going to kind of go with the blobby thing because I think that's a lot more fun. So what I usually do is I kind of outline where I'm going to put this color at. So something like this. Okay, and then I will just paint it in. Okay, now if your paint starts to look like this, you just need a little bit more water. Dip back into your paint over here. Okay, and then come back and start adding in more paint. Okay, so I'm going to do that until I fill the space. Okay, and don't be afraid to get paint on your table because this paint washes off really easily. You'll be able to wash it off super easily with just a paper towel and a little bit of water. Okay, so don't be too worried about that because we want to get all the way to the very edges. Okay, so I have my first one done here. Then you will take your next color, and I think I'm going to go with the red on this one right here. Okay, so again, I'm going to add a little bit more water just to help me out. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of draw where this piece might be going here. So maybe it kind of goes along this way, like this. I think I'm going to move this out a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to outline about where my yellow is. Just like that. And then I'll start filling in the space here. Okay, so just like this. Okay, so once you have finished this piece here, you'll move on and you'll finish the whole rest of your paper. Okay, so you're going to paint the whole thing down here, and I have one that I have already finished. So I'm going to go grab that really quick so I can show you what the next step is. All right, so here is the piece that I already started working on for my example in class. Okay, and you can kind of see that I've added some designs here. That's what you're going to do next. Okay, you don't really want to add a lot of like words or anything like that. And we don't want to design the whole thing. We just want to add a little bit of extra something to our paper, you know? And so you can kind of use what exists already with your shapes. Like for example, I outlined this section here and kind of filled it in with this thing here. But you do want to kind of create a balance. Okay, don't put them all in the center because that's where your person is going to go. Okay, but you want to think about where you can put things that will kind of give it a little bit of a balance to it. Okay, so maybe I will put some little designs here. And you can look up pictures of Zentangles if you want to help give you some pattern ideas to draw here. But you can kind of just fill these in. We're using a regular Sharpie marker, so you don't want to really use the fine point so much because it might be a little bit too small. Okay, so I just keep going like this and until I'm happy with how I have mine done. Okay, and then a couple of tips when you're cutting out your person. Okay, the first thing is if you have a little space right here, let me know because I will cut it out for you with an X-Acto knife, okay, on a piece of cardboard. Okay, and so we will be able to just cut out, kind of slice out this little piece here. Okay, so let me know if you need help with that. When you get to cutting your person, okay, you want to make sure that you are, say you get to the hands, right? Please make sure that you're not cutting out the hands like this. Okay, I know that your hands that you drew or your fingers might be kind of small and skinny, but please don't draw like this. That's not good craftsmanship. I also don't want to see this. Because people do this too. What is this? What is that? That's not a hand. Okay, cut it out accurately. Okay. I will say that I find it easier to kind of cut a space around it like we did, and then I like to go in and cut out the fingers individually. I think that makes it a little bit easier. Okay. So you could go like this. Again, don't leave these weird, sometimes people leave these weird pokey things. Okay, try to round it out the best that you can. Okay, so it actually looks like that. We don't want to end up with these really random long fingernails that weren't actually in your picture, just because you didn't feel like cutting out those small details. Okay, you can do it. We believe in you. So once you have your person cut out here, okay, you're going to use some dots of glue on the back of your person. Okay, so maybe like a small dot on each foot, maybe one or two on the legs, okay, a little bit through the body, and on the head and the hair. And then you'll just glue it in the center of your paper here. Okay, then once you're finished, you'll put it on the drying rack. Do not turn it into the basket until it has been on the drying rack for 24 hours. Okay, that way we know it's 100% fully dry. Okay, and I think that pretty much wraps up the last part of this project.